during Disney Investor Day of 2020, Kathleen Kennedy announced a large range of upcoming Star Wars projects, and among those was the Lando series. We've heard absolutely nothing about the project since, and it's one of those series we just all assume is going to come out in the far future. Well, now, we finally have an official update from Donald Glover. On Jimmy Kimmel last night, he was asked about the Disney Plus show, and he confirmed that he is the lead of the series, and not Billy Dee Williams. Glover first portrayed a young Lando in Solo: A Star Wars Story, and when the Lando series was announced, a lot of Star Wars fans assumed it would be a continuation of the standalone 2018 movie. We still do not know when the Lando series will be set, but an obscure rumour from October stated that it's going to be a Mandoverse-era show, taking place post-Return of the Jedi, just like the Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, and the Mandalorian. All we know so far is that Justin Simien is helming the project, and a brief description on his website suggests that the plot is going to be Lando searching the galaxy for his long-lost family. And this is in line with the upcoming Shadow of the Sith novel that takes place closer to the sequel era, where Lando's daughter has been kidnapped by Ochi of Bestoon. During the Kimmel interview, Donald Glover did not reveal much, but the Lando series is something that is soon looming on his schedule, as he shared a bit of excitement for it. All in all, I'm really glad that Jimmy brought it up, and it kind of took Glover by surprise, but this is literally the only time the show's been addressed in any meaningful way outside of Kathleen Kennedy's announcement all the way back in December of 2020. I was hoping that Billy Dee would have some involvement, but A, he's very old now, and if it's not going to be set during or after the sequels, then Donald is the only logical choice. I thought Glover did a great job in Solo, and I look forward to the series releasing. The earliest we can expect it is probably in 2023 or maybe 2024, but it might be one of the series addressed at Star Wars Celebration this year, so we might get some kind of announcement or update for it. Let's just wait and see. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it is going to be Mandoverse era, because it would further the notion that Lucasfilm are drawing from the Thrawn Trilogy with their show set after episode 6. Lando played a critical role in Legends, especially in Heir to the Empire, and also the Dark Horse comics around the same era. I'd love to see some of that come into canon and play into the live-action Lando series. But let me know your thoughts of this in the comments down below. And so now, my dear Megalorians, let's move on and talk about the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Now, as always, if you don't like to be spoiled, this is where you should turn away, but if you want all the juicy deets, here we go. Making Star Wars Net have an awesome YouTube show, and in a recent episode, they revealed some really interesting details for Princess Leia. As we know, a young 10-year-old Leia played by Vivian Lyra Blair is going to be front and center in the Kenobi show. She is going to be stolen by the Inquisitors, and Obi-Wan is going to have to go off-world in order to rescue her after Bail Organa seeks out the former Jedi Master and asks him for his help. Making Star Wars have also noted in the past that we will see Alderaan in this show, and Deborah Chow is going to contrast Luke's impoverished upbringing on a Tatooine moisture farm to the life of luxury that the young princess enjoys on the beautiful world of Alderaan. So what's the news? Well, in a new scoop, Jason at Making Star Wars revealed that in the show, Leia is going to have a personal assistant droid, and her name is going to be Lola, L0LA, and apparently it's a really tiny droid, so small in fact that Bail Organa, Leia's adoptive mother, can fit it in her pocket, and at one point in the show, she will actually confiscate Lola and do this, but it's reported that Leia is going to steal her back. They also note that Leia cares a lot about this droid. It's practically her childhood best friend and personal helper. Lola goes along with Leia pretty much everywhere and knows the girl well. The droid does a lot for the young Alderaanian princess, and one example they give is that this droid can hack secured doors, among other things. Making Star Wars then reveal that unfortunately across the show's events, Reva the Inquisitor somehow takes the droid and uses it against Leia, most likely for personal information like intel and locations. Now that is all that was revealed, but I find this to be a really interesting addition. We already knew that Leia was going to have a helper droid, but I did not expect it to be a tiny pocket-sized thing that floats around, and I can just see it now. In 1 year's time, there's going to be a Hasbro Black Series action figure of young Princess Leia with that droid, and I'm absolutely certain that part of the inclusion of it in the show was to sell toys. And speaking of droids, I will also bring up the fact that last year, LRM Online revealed that R2-D2 and C-3PO are also in this show, which makes a lot of sense if we're getting Bail Organa and the early rebellion. And so now, my dear Mandalorians, let's talk about Star Wars Celebration, just under 2 months away. Unfortunately, I will not be attending, but a lot of very exciting things are reportedly going to be revealed at this year's celebration. LRM have compiled an awesome list of 5 big expectations for this year's celebration in Anaheim, California. Let's take a look at what they said. Star Wars Celebration has become one of the most anticipated events this year. After a delay of over 2 years, we're now just 2 months away from the biggest celebration of the Star Wars fandom. So here are 5 things that they expect. First of all, an Obi-Wan Kenobi panel with Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen. With the premiere of the Disney Plus series Obi-Wan Kenobi being the day before Celebration, it would only make sense for the convention to hold some sort of special event for the long-awaited series. From what they've heard, there will be a special screening of the first episode of Kenobi. The next thing they expect is an Andor trailer, the one series I've really been pushing as something not to sleep on, the one show that's been flying under the radar. Considering it's due to release in August of this year, we should get an official trailer at Celebration. The next thing they say is a sneak preview of The Mandalorian Season 3, and maybe even an announcement for Star Wars Ahsoka. Next up, something we all expect is the Jedi Fallen Order 2 trailer, and EA have made it known for a while that they're working on a sequel that will be revealed at some point this year, and Star Wars Celebration is the perfect opportunity to do so. And of course, finally, we should get updates on other Star Wars projects in production and announcements for future shows. Not just the series, but also for Rogue Squadron, which is set to begin production this summer. The reason I picked out this article is it's the most composed, and to be honest, some bloody good predictions of what we can expect. These are not too far-fetched, and honestly sound like fan dreams, not only to see Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen, but also to get trailers for Andor, and maybe even a sneak peek at The Mandalorian Season 3. Not to mention seeing Cal Kestis in the Fallen Order sequel trailer. So a lot to look forward to at Celebration. A lot of fans are really keeping their fingers crossed that it's not going to be a letdown. And so finally, my dear friends, we have a promising update for LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, which is now just 6 days away. In response to a question on Twitter, TT Games revealed that LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga will offer a limited amount of HUD customization for players, that is, the heads-up display. When asked if options could be changed, TT Games initially said you will not have the ability to do so, but thankfully they came back later and revealed that they misread the message, and that we will indeed be able to turn on and off parts of the HUD. So things you can customize on your display are the size of hints and tips. Objectives are always displayed in the top corner of the game as default, and can be toggled on and off. So basically a very reassuring clarification there. And just for the sake of consensus, let me know in the comments down below if you're interested or not in me doing a full review of this game. Leave your comments down below. And with that said, my dear friends, that brings us to the end of this Star Wars news update. If you enjoyed this one, you know what to do. Show me some love with a big fat thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new, and a huge welcome if you are. And if you want access to more videos not found here on YouTube, while also getting access to our Discord server, then the link to my Patreon page is down there in the description. But I hope you all have an amazing day. May the Force be with you always. I'm Star Wars Meg. Have a good one.